Concerning news once again from the CDC on Tuesday that the Delta variant now makes up 83% of COVID cases in the United States. And it's the growing concern over these figures that prompted some companies to rethink their return to work plans, including Apple. Now, the iPhone maker is now delaying its office return deadline by at least a month. Bloomberg Technology's Mark Gurman broke the story and joins us now from Los Angeles. And so talk to us about what their return plans had been and what they now look like.
Yes, so Apple had been aiming to have all employees back in the offices globally by the beginning of September, in the first 2 weeks of September, on a plan that would see employees in the office on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, with remote work optional for some employees on Wednesdays and Fridays. Now they're delaying that return to offices until October 1st at the earliest, so about a 1-month delay or so. But my understanding is that this is more of an indefinite delay, and Apple's going to give staff a 1-month notice before a return is ultimately required.
Okay, and so then are they rethinking that plan, that model that they put in place in terms of the certain days working and certain remote? Is that going to evolve as well, do you think, Mark?
As of now, that same 3-day plan, 2-day remote plan is in place. This is a hybrid plan that they're going to be launching upon that return, and it's going to last into 2022. At that time, Apple's going to reevaluate what needs to be done, whether that's allowing more remote options or if that is to tighten things up and require 5 days back into the office. But I think a lot of that is dependent both on employee feedback and what the COVID-19 situation is at the time.
Mark, it almost felt like Apple stores were at one point almost a sort of arbiter of where we were in the COVID journey and Apple's decision-making on opening and then shutting them. Where are we in the store process and what's protocol like?
I agree with you. Apple is often a barometer through this whole process, both for the stock market, what other companies are doing, and the situation with COVID in general. So based on that logic, I have bad news for you, because now, after about a month, Apple's having masks back on as a requirement for many retail store employees. About half the stores across the U.S. are now going to require retail store employees to wear masks once again after dropping that requirement in mid-June. And in addition, they're urging the mask requirement for the rest of all the retail staff globally. So required in some states, but strongly recommended elsewhere.
And also that global nature, the return to office, is that all looking the same, whether it be in Cupertino or elsewhere?
Apple's return to office plan is the same globally. Of course, that October-September date, that time frame, that was a deadline, right? That was sort of when the last time where you're able to come in to meet the requirements. There are already many Apple employees back. There are offices in Asia, the Asia-Pacific area, some of the offices in Europe, right? Those are already, pretty much filled up. It's in Silicon Valley where you're seeing some engineers, really concerned about returning.